Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to Board It Up, a channel all about board games. My name is Aaron, I'm your host, and today we have another unboxing video. This time, we're unboxing Seventh Continent, What Goes Up Must Come Down. Now, this is an expansion to a game very popular that came out in 2017 called The Seventh Continent. And this came out in Kickstarter in 2017 and it became very popular by Serious Poulp. This is an expansion for Seventh Continent that came out in 2019, also on Kickstarter. Now, this is a very highly anticipated expansion, and also this is a good time to do an unboxing of this, I thought, because the same company, Serious Pulp, is scheduled to do another Kickstarter on another spiritual successor using the same mechanics of Seventh Continent. Not a direct sequel, but a spiritual successor, like I said, called the Seventh Citadel, and that's scheduled to be released on Kickstarter in 2020 or 2021. So I'm very excited for that. I'll definitely be pledging for that. So this game is for 1 to 4 players, and it can take somewhere between 5 minutes to an upwards of 17, 18 hours. It's very unlikely that you'll beat this in 5 minutes. It's like a choose your own adventure game where you're exploring this island and you're trying to figure out a mystery of how to escape the island. Here we go. Let's open this up and see what's inside. I did an overview of Seventh Continent, the base game, in my channel, so I'll leave a link for that in the description if you missed that. And check that out as well. Here we go. Now, this is not a standalone expansion. You do need the base game, The Seventh Continent, to be able to play this. Here we go. Now, this game has spoilers because you are exploring the mysteries of the map as you're playing this. So I won't be showing you all the contents, all the cards inside. I'll show you a couple cards that are already shown in demo reels and in the rules themselves. So you can see there's a note about the game. Of course, the creators are from France, I believe. So it's both in French and English. Dear backer, explorer, and cursed victim. Okay. Here we go. Because the whole premise is that you are cursed and you're on this island and you have to figure out how to lift this curse and how to escape the island while discovering different mysteries, meeting different people, crafting different things. It's a cooperative game, but you can play it solo or you can play it up to 4 players, fully cooperative. Here are the rules. It's only one sheet, double-sided, 4 pages. We have the contents right here. New game modes. Okay, it's introducing an immortal mode, very difficult. So if you're already a veteran of Seventh Continent, that would be a challenge for you. New card types. Of course, the big thing with this expansion is that it's incorporating a balloon that you can travel in over the island, and you can explore different parts of the island, and you can travel in a new way, and that will, I think, give you access to different parts of the same island that you got to explore in the base game. And also there's a barge that you can travel on in different rivers and channels, waterways. There's your index icon legend. Here we go. Put that aside. Here's the punch board for the balloon. We'll take a look at that in a second as well. This is your card tray. This is your action deck. This already came punched, I guess, in the mail. Take a look at that in a second as well. Now, I'm not sure if this is called the journal or the satchel, I guess. I'm not sure if this comes in all the games or if this was a Kickstarter exclusive, because I did get this from the Kickstarter. It lets you put cards inside in these sleeves to keep track of all the stuff that you're carrying in your journal as you discover things along the game. Okay, we have standees. Okay, what are these? Oh, these are the separators, because this game, the really beautiful thing about this that I really love is that you can save this game. So if you want to, if you're in the middle of the campaign and you want to save this for another time, there's a really quick mechanic that lets you save everything that's in your inventory, that's everything in your let's say hands or in your deck for each of the players. Your discard pile, everything gets put into one of these trays with separators, and you can just pull it back out the next time you want to place. It's a very quick setup, and you can jump right in where you left off. As you can see, I won't be showing all of these, but you have these decks that are numbered that will take that will be the most of the cards that you'll be discovering as you're exploring the island. And you can see, at least in the base game, they came in two colors, green and gold. And the cards will prompt you as you're discovering, flip 881, and if it says 881, you always take the green first, and then if you come in later and you already taken that card, maybe there could be a golden one underneath, and then you flip that one. It's a mechanic where if you visit the same place later, after certain things have happened, it would be the location itself would have changed. As an example, you could be visiting a beach at one time and maybe there are seagulls that you can hunt, but then you come back later and those seagulls are not there anymore. Maybe there's something else that's going on there. As an example, I don't think that actually happens in particular in the game. That was just an example that came to mind, but there are similar mechanics. And here are the cloud cards or the air cards. So as you can see, you can explore the map now in a new way while you're traveling in the air. So I won't be opening all of these cards. I guess I'll show you one of them. Now, without any context, you wouldn't really know. I don't think this would be a spoiler. As an example, here's a tile that you might encounter at some point, and it tells you in the directions you can go and what elements are available in that tile for you to build things. This has this rope and leaves, and it tells you different actions that you can take on that tile. So these are all different cards. You can take a look at this. These are slightly different. We'll talk about that in a second. And the rest are all the same type of cards. Okay, before we get to the cards, let's look at the standees. Oh, this is the barge. Let's look at that actually. Take it apart. Now down the road, I do plan on doing a review for this and also for the base game 7th Continent. I haven't beaten the game yet, so I don't feel like I'm qualified to give my final opinion on it or my final review. I want to get the full experience first to be able to give an in-depth review, my final take. Okay. Oh, okay. So this, I guess, is the balloon. So while we have that, let's fix that. Put it together. Okay, let's take that. Pretty straightforward. No instructions needed. There we go. Then, actually, maybe I might need instructions. I'm not sure how this fits. Oh, you can take this apart, of course. There we go. Oops, sorry about that. I may have spoken too soon. Oh, it's this way. There you go. I think. I'll figure it out after. All right. let's leave that aside for now. So one of these is for the base, I'm sure. Not quite sure what this is. And this is the barge. Okay. Let's look at the action deck. Dice, not dice, sorry, card box or card tray. There's one like this in the base game as well, so if you have it, you should be pretty familiar with this by now. Okay. There you go, okay. Okay, that one was a little bit more straightforward. There you go. That's pretty neat. And you can always take it apart if you want to pack it away. Now you have these punch board icons if you want to play them. I believe there's a goat in this expansion as well. Here are the characters, but you also have, I think if you backed it on Kickstarter, you have actual minis for this as well. There we go. Okay, bring it to focus there. There we go. It's an example. This, I think it's 2 playable characters, but they really play as one. And then you have this girl or woman over here. And then your third character. And finally, the goat. They're very small, not very detailed, but it's still kind of cool. Of course, you don't want them to be super big because you are walking on these tiles and you want to be able to see all the details. And also the base game came with a magnifying glass because there will be times where you'll have to actually zoom in to very fine details to see hidden things on the different cards as well. Here we go. That's not a spoiler because the rules actually tell you that. And you see the magnifying glass because it's obviously needed. So these are the, so let's move this aside for now. These are the new curses that you get to play, and each of them is like a campaign on its own. If I can figure out how to open this. It's a campaign of its own and has its own objective and own difficulty that you can arrange as well. If you're an expert, you can adjust the difficulty to make it more difficult, or if this is the first time you're playing, or if you want a less challenging game, you can make it easier on yourself. So it's very flexible. All right, here we go. I'll show you some of them. It's a curse called Armageddon, a beacon in the night, the veins of the earth. I think this is one that goes underground into a series of underground rivers or channels that you can ride the barge in. A Prison of Clouds. That's an example of one that you get to ride the balloon in the sky. The Crystal Song. And there are a few other cards that are character specific. Let's look at the characters that come with this. I guess the characters are not in here. You can take a look at some of the character specific cards that you get to shuffle in. Amelia Earhart is one of the characters. I don't remember who these guys are or who she is. All right, that's basically it. That's everything that's in there. And then you can, oh, no, that's not it. Oh, these are the standees. For the barge. There you go, that's what that is for. And then for the balloon, you have this one. There you go. Because I think you can leave them on the map and then go explore. You can travel around on these and then park them wherever you want, get to the ground and explore and then come back to it. So that's going to be a really cool mechanic to explore. You have standees for your characters as well if you want to use these, or if you have the actual miniatures, you could use those. Well, that's basically it. Let's make sure there's nothing else in the box here. Nope, these trays will actually come in really handy because you will have to open all of these and then stack them. Yeah, here's an example of something that you can construct. A gas can. Yeah. Anyways, there we go. Hopefully there weren't too many spoilers. Hot air balloon. Oh, here's another example. When you first, one of the mechanics, I won't open this deck, but one of the mechanics is as you're exploring and you're heading in a new direction, you first place one of these fog of war type cards, like a fog of mystery. So you actually have to go there and you might have to do a certain action. So this one is actually an easy exploration because it's a 0+. But as you can imagine, some of the later ones would be a little bit more difficult. And depending on which part of the map you're doing, there's a number, a Roman numeral that's listed. So certain parts of the map will have certain kinds of types of fog. And after you deal with what happens there, you flip it and then you see what happens. And then you place the number that you need to put in there. So there are a lot of cool mechanics of exploration. And you're essentially trying to figure out what's the fastest and most efficient way to beat the game under a time restraint. In terms of how many cards can you risk to play before the game will cause an end and will kill you, essentially. So that is 7th Continent. What goes up must come down, in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I did an overview of 7th Continent, the base game. If you missed that, I'll leave a link for that in the description below. Please check that out. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I plan on doing a lot more unboxings like this of board games. I do playthroughs and reviews and things like that. All things board game related. So please, I appreciate the support. And please especially hit the bell notification button to stay informed when I do my next video. All right, till next time. See ya. If you actually stuck around to the end, congratulations. You get to see the secret video, the post-credit scene of me actually figuring out how to put this balloon together. Oh, actually, it might be doing this. Oh. I think I got it. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. Ta-da! Oh, so you can actually put your guy in there. That's very cool. You can put up to 4 people in there. And the goat, of course. And then this thing would go from tile to tile, move around, and then the barge also, you can fit 4 people in there. Very cool. Sweet. All right, that wasn't actually that hard. I just had to figure out that you had to flip it upside down to put it in there. Great, there you go. Works just fine. And again, thanks for watching.